What's up, boys? I'm here to give you guys my locks of the week for Carlos Ulberg versus Dominic Reyes. We're in Perth. We're in Australia. I'm going to break down all of the best bets, the parlays. We're going to go over the odds. We're going to build our own parlay. We're going to get a little crazy. We're going to switch between DraftKings and Tapology. We got a whole setup going. Let's go. Let's just get right into it, boys. So how we normally do this show is we always skip the main event. We hold the main event hostage until the end of the show, and we're going to go with who we're picking with. But if you've been paying attention to the channel, you should know exactly who I'm going to pick to win this main event. I'm going to be honest with you, boys. But there's a bunch of bangers on here that have so many Australian fighters, and it's because no other fighter wants to fight in Australia with the taxes that high. That is literally it. So we're going to see a bunch of savage Australians. We have Jake Matthews, Jack Jenkins, Jimmy Crute, Carlos Ulberg, loser, Carlos Ulberg, Justin Taffa, fat. You know what I mean? Tom Nolan, a bunch of savages, and I have a quick prediction that I'm just going to drop really quick. I do personally believe that the Australians are going to go on an absolute tear through this fight night card. They just have, honestly, like, really easily preferable matchups, if I'm going to be honest with you. But we're here to break it all down. We're here to break it all down. We're going to go through it all. We're going to start from the bottom to the top. So the first lock that I am looking at, boys, is our boy, Colby Thickness. Colby Slickness Thickness. With a last name like that, brother, I could not find myself to not bet on you. You know what I mean? Hey, your last name is Thick. Okay, boys? But he's coming off of his first ever loss of his UFC career. Do not forget, it was against Alexandre Tuporia. Okay, Ilia Tuporia's brother. He took him to a decision. It wasn't a close decision. We'll just say that. But it was a good showing for my boy. He did his thing. He took him the whole 15 minutes. All right, he didn't go out like a chump. He's versing my boy named Reyes Mousasa, right? Mousasa. I don't really know how to pronounce that correctly, but we're just gonna say Josias Lucchini Mousasa. All right, boys. I'm not the best pronunciator. Okay, but I will try. If you were watching this and you're a fighter and you get out, you're like, hey, E-Rock is disrespecting me. Hey, it's not disrespect, all right? I just don't know how to say your fucking name. Cut me a break. Both of these dudes are coming off of losses, but Josias Mousasa is coming off of a round 1 finish. He got choked out in the first round by Carlos Vera, and it seems that there is a weight issue that Tapology is not letting me investigate, which is fine. But we are going to be rocking with my boy Colby Thickness here. Absolutely. It's at 135. I think this is an easy layup for the Australians. Just remember, these boys are going to be home. These boys are going to be at the home team. I do believe that being home gets you a certain advantage. And let's go see where my boy Colby Thickness is staying at in betting line. See, when I go down, I'm going up the card. Colby Thickness plus 124. Colby, where are you? I literally just, it's so weird. It's okay. So the reason it's like that is so I can have my parlay up for you guys like this, right? But for whatever reason, I didn't. I'm just dumb. My bad, boys. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? E-Rock be setting the show up, and sometimes we have a little bit of mishaps on here. But we're taking Colby Thickness for plus 124. I don't want to take a certain method of victory for Colby, okay, against Joannis Mousasa, all right? I'm going to be honest with you, even though there's none up. DraftKings decided, they were like, hey, listen, this is a fight night card. We are not going to delve into the specific odds for each fight. But this is definitely going to be a close one. I'm going to say this is going to be a close one, but I'm hoping Colby Thickness can just bat the underhand ball out of the stadium, right? Colby Thickness, please. Please. We're adding Colby to the parlay, boys. Plus 124. It's going to be solid money. We're going to be looking good, all right? When we go back to work Monday, we will be gloating with our brand new bread that we got from this parlay. So to kick it off, we're going to do Colby Thickness plus 1. Bro. Okay, the show gets better every week, boys. The show gets better every week. I didn't even notice my shirt was back here. Don't even worry about that, all right? The show gets better every week. Before, we never even had a green screen, all right? I didn't even know how to switch between screens. We're figuring it out, all right? But Colby Thickness, the Australian Thickness, the Slickness, he's going to figure this one out, all right? We're cracking We're not cracking Colby Thickness, all right? But we are definitely going to place our money into his hands, okay, for this squabble, all right? Colby Thickness, you're the first person to be added to the parlay for the UFC Perth card. Let's go back to Tapology. Let's look at some more locks of the week, boys, all right? So Colby Thickness is down. One more fight up. I'm looking at you, Jamie Merlerky. Okay, now this would be a lock of the week if he was not 1-3 in his last four. Now, to be real, Marcio Ruffy, I mean, after that Benoit Saint Denis performance, how bad is Marcio Ruffy? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really looking at that with clean eyes there, okay? Nasrat Hapakuskis, all right? That's an absolute savage. That's an absolute savage. I am disappointed you didn't even make it out the first round. But, I mean, I get it. I get it there. He's fighting a dude named Rolando Benogna. The dude is I thought, bro, what? The flag, I can't show you because I have it cropped up here. But the flag that he has, I thought that was Canadian, but it is a Peruvian flag. He's from Peru. I was going to say, bro is on it doesn't matter what I was going to say. Bro is on a 3-fight losing streak. These dudes are battling for who is the biggest loser. You guys ever? I need to finish watching that documentary. On Netflix, there's a documentary series about the Biggest Loser show. Absolutely hilarious. Okay, they are verbally abusing these fat people. Very funny to watch. Go watch it. It's on Netflix. I forgot what it's called, but it's about the biggest. I bet you if you just search the Biggest Loser on Netflix, it'll pop up. All right, let's move on, boys. These dudes are fighting for the title of the Biggest Loser. We will not be betting on this, all right? I thought maybe, it might be a little competitive fight here, but dude's rank number 64 in the UFC lightweight, and the dude is ranked 65 in the UFC lightweight, all right? So the early prelims, only one lock, baby. Colby Thickness, 0-1 in the UFC. We're going to turn that around. I want you to do well. Please do not disappoint me, all right? But the actual prelims, not the early prelims, the actual prelims have a bunch of fucking locks on them. We're looking at this fight right here. Jonathan Metcalf versus my boy, Oban Elliott. Why is Oban Elliott so low? Why is Oban Elliott so low on the card? I understand my boy is coming off of a vicious decision loss. It was not good at all. He got completely outclassed by So Hyung Ko. Okay, I did not see this coming at all. It was like the rug got pulled out from under me. You guys ever hear rug pulls with crypto? That's what happened to me and Oban Elliott. I was distraught, but I have not jumped off of the Oban Elliott bandwagon yet, boys. My boy went on an absolute tear. Oban Elliott went through, all right? My boy is 12-3. He's looking good. He's looking dialed in. He's looking locked in, all right? He's fought on some of the biggest cards that he's been in the UFC, bro. Fought on Volkanovski versus Tuporia, Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad. Yeah, Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad, and they threw him in there for John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. All right? Oban Elliott sells, all right? So they have Oban Elliott fighting Jonathan Metcalf, who's on a 3-fight winning streak. He lost one fight recently against Adrian Bates, head kick KO. Well, doesn't say head kick, just KO, TKO. I'm just kind of inferring things. My brain just saw a head kick knockout, all right? Hey, Oban Elliott, write that down, okay? We might be going Oban Elliott, KO, TKO. I think I might have just predicted that here. But this is going to be a close fight. Well, all right. This is going to be a close fight, boys. I'm definitely a little worried about my boy Oban Elliott. Jonathan Metcalf is a absolute savage. He's Australian. He's going to have the crowd behind him. Oban's coming off of a loss, a non-beating. I will say it like that. It wasn't a not beating. How about that one? All right, and it was just embarrassing. He's coming pretty quickly. He's making a pretty quick return, though. June 21st. He was on the Khalil Roundtree Jr. versus Jamal Hill fight card. That's not that far away. Khalil Roundtree is fighting, what, 2 weeks after this? But Oban did kind of catch a thrashing in there. But I'm going to go with Oban Elliott. All right, I have not jumped off the Oban Elliott bandwagon yet. My boy, in my opinion, is still dialed, still locked in, and he is still a lock of the week every time I see him. Oban Elliott, brother, you have made yourself to the locks of the week. Locks of the week. We should have a sound bite. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to get a little soundboard. I'm going to have somebody say, locks of the week. And there's going to be an explosion on screen whenever I pick somebody. Write that down. Somebody write that down so I don't forget, boys, please. But, Oban Elliott. Where are you, brother? Oban Elliott, minus 122, boys. Minus 122. That's not bad, man. That's not bad for a total parlay of plus 307. All right, so it's not looking bad. That little two-leg, Kobe Thickness, Oban Elliott, hey, I'm very confident in those two. All right, let's go back to Tapology. Let's go see what Tapology has for us and some more locks. Locks of the week, boys, all right? This fight right above it. Right above it. Listen, man, these early prelims, there's a lock of the week for almost every single fight after this. I'm going to be honest with you. This parlay is going to be cooked, boys. We are going to be cooking here, all right? Now, Andre Petroski is coming off of a vicious loss. Now, there is a video. Well, it was in the UFC. I just don't know. It had to be his most recent fight. He knocked himself out via shooting a double leg takedown. But he is a fucking animal. He's an animal. He looks like he has like the physique of a Greek god. All right, the whole nine. He's a scary looking dude. He has the skills to pay the bills. But he's fighting Cam Rowston, unranked. Okay, we've never seen bro in the UFC. I'm pretty sure, right? Oh no, we have not seen him. We've seen him in the Contender Series, and it was a vicious victory. It was a vicious victory over Brandon Holmes. I remember that. I bet against bro. Wow, this is actually a very quick turnaround. Damn, this is a mega quick turnaround. He just weighed in August 19th. A little over a month in between weigh-ins. I don't know how much weight he cuts, but that might be something good to look out for, boys. Cam Rowston, I've heard of his name before. I don't know if this is the guy. Yes, City Kickboxing. He trains with Kai Kara France, Israel Adesanya, Dan Hooker. I'm pretty sure this is the guy Dan Hooker was at the Contender Series for, boys. But I don't know how much weight he cuts. And he is fighting back-to-back within 30 days. And he is fighting a savage, Andre Petroski, who has some UFC fights under his belt. Dude's a veteran. He's been in the UFC for a little bit, since August of 2021. Winning fights. He lost some grappling fights. Lost to Jacob. Coming off of a decision loss. This is going to be a good one, boys. If Cam gets this done, if Cam Rowston gets this done, he gets a instant plus 100,000 fans. Instant plus 100,000 fans. I think I might have to go with Cam. What are the odds? Let's go check the odds on this. But I might actually, right here, Cam, plus 142 is honestly not bad. Plus 142 is not that bad. Considering he's making back-to-back weight cuts like that, I wonder how much weight this dude is cutting. He doesn't seem as big as Andre Petroski, though. Andre Petroski is a big fucking dude, man. That's a big dude. He's been in the UFC for a little bit, so he has that veteran experience over him. This is this is going to be a thinker, but I'm kind of leaning towards Cam, man. I'm leaning towards Cam, but I kind of know if Andre cracks him with something, Cam is going down. It's just the question is if Cam can survive. This is a big if for Cam. Do we trust the people he's training with? Izzy, Dan, Volk, Kai Kara France, Robert, I'm pretty sure is in that camp. There's a bunch of great stars in that camp, but they're kind of all on the way down. I'm going to rock with Cam here. I do think the Australians are going to go on a nasty little run here this weekend. I honestly do. I think something might be in the air for the Aussies, all right? I think Cam might be able to get this done. It's a little iffy, though. This is definitely a little iffy, though. Cam has some power. He has some power, though. Let's go back and let's go back for a second. Hold on. You know, I should just have a button that I could press that could just go through screens, but it's okay. We figure it out as we grow, boys. Now, Cam obviously had that round 1 knockout in the Contender Series, but he takes things to decision. He has some calf slicer submission. Holy, I mean, the dude he was fighting was 1-3. Let's be real here. 3-6. You always have to look at the person they're fighting. Whoever they're fighting, you need to look at their record. Bro lost. Bro lost to somebody who was 0-0, by the way. Who was 0-0, by the way. And he lost somebody who's 4-0. I wonder where this guy is. 9-1. I do catch myself on Tapology sometimes just going down the rabbit hole. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This guy lost to this guy? Who the fuck? Who is this guy? Oh, this guy's 19-17? What is this guy up to? And I just continuously go down rabbit holes sometimes on Tapology. But, boys, yeah, I'm totally leaning towards Cam. I really wouldn't be surprised, though, if Andre just comes out and absolutely starches him, though. But recently, he has just been a decision merchant. Previously, though, bro was finishing everything. He was finishing everything. But he has been a decision merchant as of late. So I'm totally going to rock with Cam. Honestly, seeing literally the whole screen is decision unanimous. I'm going to go with my boy Cam here. I am. I think the Australians have something in the air for this weekend. And that's it. I think we're just going to rock with Cam here. All right, boys, let's go. Actually, we are already on Tapology. Navajo Sterling versus Rodolfo Bilato. This fight is also a massive test for Navajo Sterling, but I don't think Navajo Sterling passes it, boys. Oh. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. For whatever reason, I always mess up Rodolfo Bilato. I always confuse him with somebody else, and I thought he was this dude, but he's not. Bro, Rodolfo Bilato, honestly, he gets so much hype, and then he just, like, throws it away. I don't know what this dude's deal is. I think maybe he's a self-sabotager, maybe. I don't know. But his last 2 fights got a non-contest and a draw. To be fair, the draw against Jimmy Crute was supposed to be. That fight was extremely close. But the Paul Craig no contest, it's like, bro, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Now, Navajo Sterling is coming off of a decision unanimous against Ivan Uslan. Rose on the prelims, all right. Tuco Tukakis, he took him out of there. That's an actual savage. I'll give him to him there. He did lose his first ever amateur fight, so we do have to keep that in mind. Bro might be on a little Marab arc here going, you know, the Marab lore. Marab lost his first 2 fights and then has never lost a fight since. Well, Navajo Sterling is kind of up against an animal here. Rodolfo has a lot of power. He puts things to fucking sleep. Absolutely. Even when he loses, going to sleep in 25 seconds. You know what I'm saying? He does have power and he swings for the fences. But Navajo Sterling is tall and lanky. From, 70, height 6'4". Tall and lanky. Bro's on a 7 fight win streak. I'm going to go with Navajo here. I don't think Rodolfo has what it takes to spoil the party here. I mean, everybody has a fucking puncher's chance, boys. Let's go check these odds. Yeah, Navajo Sterling minus 245. I get it. I'm going Navajo here, boys. We're going to go Navajo. I mean, why wouldn't you go Navajo? You know what I'm saying? Hey, it kind of rhymes. It kind of don't. Whatever. Minus 245 is not bad. 4-pick parlay, boys, is at 1,200. We're at 1,200 already, okay? We're doing our thing. We're moving along. Let's go back to Tapology, and let's figure this out here, all right? We're about, like, halfway done. There's a lot of locks on this card, boys. I really do think that the Australians are going to go on a fucking mega run here, all right? Now, look. Tom Nolan. My boy Tom Nolan. I'm a little surprised that he's this far up in the card. Bro, almost made it to the main card. You almost made it to the main card. For whatever reason, they put Justin Toffel on there, but they didn't. He's the main event of the prelims. I get what's going on here. Tom Nolan, 9-1, fighting Charlie Campbell, who's 9-2. Now, Charlie Campbell is a savage. Has some fights in the UFC. Does does some stretches and grappling, you know, CFFC, things like that, doing his thing over there. But he's coming off of a decision unanimous against Trevor Peek. Trevor Peek's an alright guy. I fuck with Trevor Peek. But my boy Tom Nolan, I am big on Tom Nolan here. I absolutely am. He does sleep things. 5 wins via knockout. That's his most method of victory. He knocks people out more than he goes and sees the judges. But he did just take Vyacheslav Borisklav, the Russian Santa Claus, to a decision. And to be honest, I hold Russian Santa Claus Vyacheslav Borisklav extremely highly. That dude is an absolute animal. I would never want to run into that dude in an alleyway late at night ever in my life. Okay, so for this dude to go 15 minutes with the Russian Santa Claus, that honestly means a lot to me. All right, now Charlie Campbell has no name of notoriety on his resume at all, and he takes shit. I mean, besides Trevor Peek, and he took Trevor Peek to a decision. I think the answer is clear, and we also haven't seen bro in about a year. Bro's last fight was April 6th of 2024. You know what I'm saying? Tom Nolan, welcome to the locks of the week. All right, minus 148 is a little sickening, if I'm going to be honest with you. Those odds, it should be like minus 300, but maybe I'm not seeing something. But Tom Nolan, minus 148, cracking the parlays, 5-pick parlay, boys. We're looking nice. All right, plus 2,000. Don't worry about it. The parlay is about to get a lot more intense as we move up the card. We got a few more fights to add to the locks of the week. We haven't even gotten to the main event yet, boys. So just hold your horses. Now, Justin Tafa weaseled his way into this card. However he did it, I mean, I know he's Australian, and like, bro, we kind of need some Australians in this fight card. No American or European fighters want to fight over here because Australians get taxed like 50% or 60% or something outrageous over there. But Justin Tafa, 7-5, by the way, bro, almost has a 50-50 win-loss ratio, is fighting Louis Sutherland. Now, I've never heard of this dude ever. He's making his UFC debut. He looks like an absolute fucking animal. This looks like an animal. This looks like a heavyweight. This not Junior Tafa, not Justin Tafa, not Bam Bam, all right? Those dudes are washed. The new era of heavyweight needs to arrive. Heavyweight has been stale for the past 4 years, 5 years. We need something new, all right? I think Louis Sutherland got this in the bag. I don't need to explain to you guys how bad the Tafa brothers are. I really don't. I absolutely do not. All of them have terrible records. No offense to them. Shout out to you if you want to go fight for my entertainment, but I will be judging you. All right? Do you expect me to not judge you when you go out there and lose fights, right? Like, this is what I watch. I will remember, and you will be judged for it. Now, Justin Tafa, minus 118. Really? Louis Sutherland, minus 102. I'm going Louis, bro. Even Louis should be minus 5,000. He should be minus 5,000. Talking about 5,000, our parlay, 6-pick parlay, is plus 4,500. Boys, we're making waves. We're making moves. We're doing our thing. Let's go back to Tapology. Let's get some more locks of the weekend, boys. Now, we're finally on the main card. There's a lot to talk about this main card. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, first things first, how the hell did Neil Magny weasel his way into this fight card? I don't really understand how that went down, but it's all right. You know what I mean? He's coming off of a nice win over Elizeu Zaleski, which he won in round 2. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really like to bet against Neil Magny. He's kind of a savage, and I hold bro close to my heart. I hold Neil Magny close to my heart, but he is definitely in the tail end of his career. You could tell via his resume, okay? Things haven't really been the best for Neil Magny, and he is fighting an Australian savage, Jake Matthews, who, do not forget, he took Michael Morales to a decision. Okay, I'm pretty sure he is 1, 2, okay. Him and Max Griffin took Michael Morales to a decision. Shout out to Max Griffin, by the way. I did not know that Max Griffin even fought Michael Morales, but shout out to that guy. Now, knowing that Jake Matthews is gonna fight Neil Magny. This recent fight against Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Nozugaki, okay, choked him out in the first round. It took Jake Matthews 1 minute to choke Chitty Chitty Bang Bang out. Do I hold Chitty Chitty Bang Bang a little higher than I do Neil Magny? Yes, I do. Is it because of the nickname? Yeah. So now we will be going Jake Matthews over Neil Magny. I don't really need to explain to you guys why I think Neil Magny is losing this fight, bro. Again, is on the tail end of his career. I picked Geoff Neal to beat up Carlos Prates, and I am upset by that. Okay, so we will not be picking Neil Magny. Now, you're asking, how does Neil Magny and Geoff Neal even correlate, E-Rock? That's because they're two old dudes on the tail end of their career. That's how that correlates, all right? Neil Magny being a plus 300 is very fitting. That's extremely fitting. We're cracking Jake Matthews at minus 380, all right? Plus 5,722, all right, boys? We have some more locks to lock in, all right, boys? Let's get to it. The fight above this, an absolute savage, a dude that I hold close to my heart as well. Jack Jenkins, all right, bro? I couldn't get bro's name correct. I don't know what was going on there, but Jack Jenkins coming off of a vicious loss. A vicious submission loss to Gabriel Santos, all right, in the third round, is fighting. Okay, I thought I lost my mind for a second. He is fighting Ramon Tavares. Ramon Tavares is unranked, all right, boys. He is 1-1 in the UFC. He beat up some dude named Jaharo Sidney. Let me get that picture. I think that picture might have got me off the paint for that one, all right? But I've never heard of Shirley Cindy in my life. Oh, they had to run it back. They fought in the Contender Series, and he knocked him out in a round, and then they ran it back in the UFC, and they had a split decision. That's actually pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. But Ramon is coming off of a loss to Davey Grant, all right? Shout out to Ramon getting a rematch from his Contender Series loss. That's so weird, right? But I don't know. I'm staying away from that one. You know Ramon is going to try his best to get his name known in the UFC, and I do like Jack Jenkins a lot. He is a savage. I don't understand why they're showing him here with no mustache and then showing him here with a mustache. Little odd to me, but it's all right. Moving on, boys. Again, skip this fight. Skip that. Hey. Don't play with your money like that, all right? Moving on, boys. Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Ursulan. Now, this is going to be close. Jimmy Crute has some of the worst losses I've seen in my life, all right? Anthony Smith, Jamal Hill, draw with Alonzo Menafield, lost against Alonzo Menafield, decision, draw, Rodolfo Bellato, Jimmy Crute, man, I want to pick you. Why are you the co-main event? Why is Jimmy Crute the co-main event? Dude, just give it to Jack Jenkins. I understand, but, just give it to fucking Jack Jenkins, bro. The Jack Jenkins versus Ramon Tavares fight is going to be so much better than this shitty-ass co-main event. Either way, Ivan Ursulan, boys, is an absolute animal, but I don't think you should bet on either of these guys, man. Their resumes look like fucking Christmas trees. I wouldn't even do it. I would not even think about it. All right, we're skipping this. Now, we're at the main event. We're here. We've made it. 30 minutes into speaking to you guys, and we have made it to the main event. Dominic Reyes versus Carlos Ulberg. Main event. Who do you guys got? Now, listen. I get it. Carlos is on a, 8-fight win streak. Bro's on an 8-fight win streak. Lost his first fight in the UFC against Kennedy Nzechukwu. Got knocked out in the second round. Okay. He is Australian. He's fighting Dominic Reyes, okay? The king of light heavyweight. The dude who dethroned John Jones. Dominic Reyes is the king who shall not be crowned, alright? They robbed Dominic Reyes of the legacy he was supposed to have. And then right after that, they put him against Jan, who yawned him. And then Yuri, who just like, boom! And then Ryan Spann somehow snuck his way in there and Dominic. But Dominic is on a 3-fight win streak, alright, boys? All finishes. Yes, Anthony Smith is in there, but so is Nikita Krylov. I did not think that Dominic Reyes was going to get through Nikita Krylov. I didn't think he was going to make it look that easy. But guess what? He did. I think that Dominic Reyes really will be having a career resurgence. Now, there are some key questions I need to ask myself for this main event. Who do I think is tougher? Who do I think has more punching power, more knockout power? Those are the only two questions, right? I think Dominic Reyes is tougher. And I think Carlos Ulberg has the knockout power over him. But Dominic has the technique. He has the foresight of going 5 rounds multiple times, fighting with John Jones, the literal best 205, the literal best MMA practitioner we have ever seen with our eyes, if you do not count drug use, okay? Dominic Reyes will come out victorious, I personally believe, boys. Now, if Carlos Ulberg wins, he will be right there to fight Yuri, winner of Yuri versus Roundtree. Same thing with Dominic, but I don't think Dominic wants to see Yuri again. I would not want to see Yuri after I just met Yuri's spinning elbow, alright, and it made me go take a nap. I would not want to meet Yuri Prohaska again. But I do think that Dominic Reyes is going to show levels over Carlos Ulberg. I think he's just going to do his thing. I think he's going to space him. I think this probably is going to either go to a decision or a late KO TKO. Alright, boys, remember, this is going to be 5 rounds. Carlos's first time fighting 5 rounds. What are the odds? What are the odds for this? Dominic Reyes plus 205? Are you fucking joking? Are you joking? Where does that even, like, come across your mind that Ulberg even really has it in the bag like that? Who did Carlos Ulberg fight besides fucking Voldemir? Nobody. No, I mean Jan, right? He fought Jan, but like Jan's been inactive for how fucking long? Anyways, boys, we're going Dominic here. We built a nice 8-leg parlay for UFC Perth plus 17,000. You put $100 on here, and E-Rock is right, you're up $17,000, 758 bucks. All right? Go buy your wife an engagement ring or something. All right, boys? Hey, if you like this video, E-Rock's Locks of the Week. Tap in, like, subscribe. All right, boys? I told you, we are making great improvements to this channel. All right, man? Hey, if you're watching this, we are at 318 subs, alright, boys? So if you're watching this a week later, a month later, a year later, 5 years later, let me know how many subscribers I have right now. Like, comment down below, alright, boys? I'll see you guys later. Peace out, alright?